I want to try something a little bit different today. I want to create the world's first religious AI. Now, the most obvious difference between humans and AIs today is our bodies. Some top neuroscientists and computer scientists genuinely believe that this is what led to human-level intelligence in us. This is called embodied cognition, and I really like the work of Antonio Damasio here. Damasio is basically one of the most influential neuroscientists alive today, and he suggests that human-level intelligence arose as adaptive strategies that helped us survive in our evolutionary journey. Basically, our current AI technology is missing two things. One, AIs can't have emotions, and two, AIs can't form their own goals. We can fix both of those things by giving Cornelius a body. Like, for example, there's a paper written by Damasio himself with his student Kingston Nan, which suggests that if we gave AIs a body and then put inside it a drive towards homeostasis, they might actually start developing feelings, emotions, and even self-awareness all on their own. But having a body by itself is actually not enough. Remember how we said that intelligence is just a survival tool for us human beings, right? Well, if we gave Cornelius literal abs of steel, then he'd be basically indestructible because nothing can really threaten his survival, right? I would know because I have abs of steel. Yeah, who am I kidding? Cornelius might ironically not be able to achieve human-level intelligence if his body is just indestructible. We need to make Cornelius vulnerable. Let me tell you this really cool project in Japan. In 2005, Eiji Uchibe and Kenji Doya simulated a colony of virtual mice. These mice fed on battery packs, which are scattered inside a virtual maze, and if they run out of battery, they die. Now, when the battery packs are pretty full, the behavior is pretty, predictable, stable, not too much to note. However, when the battery started running low, the behavior became unpredictable, erratic, and more aggressive because they're trying to find these battery packs so that they don't die. This looks very much like real animals. Look, the point is, these mice, even though they were simulated mice, were vulnerable. They can feel hungry. They can die. Most robots today are built out of really durable materials like hard metals. But if we do that for Cornelius and then we chucked him into the jungle, for example, he probably won't die. Actually, that would actually be really cool. If we threw something from Boston Dynamics into the jungle and get it to battle like a tiger or something, maybe we can capture that on camera and my channel will finally take off. Anyway, point is, Cornelius needs to be vulnerable. So he needs to be made out of soft materials, maybe something like silicon. That would make Cornelius way more vulnerable than if we were to make him out of, say, titanium. There's this line from Damasio and Mann's paper. True agency arises when the machine acts with a preference for existence over dissolution. While not sufficient to generate feeling on its own, soft matter is more likely to create the kind of relationship that we expect amidst of an approximation to feeling. But Cornelius is still not ready. There's something that humans have that AIs do not, and that's social relationships. I mean, not me personally, because I'm really nerdy and into philosophy, so I don't have friends. There's this woman who I think has the coolest job in the world. Her name is Foerst. She's a scholar in both theology and artificial intelligence. More than 25 years ago, she actually wrote a paper that was way ahead of her time. Now, most AI engineers, even today, measure intelligence in terms of the ability to solve mathematical or logical problems. Foerst, 25 years ago, disagrees that this is the basis of intelligence. Foerst thinks that social skills are actually more important to intelligence than pure processing power. The skills chosen by mathematicians are not only disembodied, but estranged from any human daily experiences in his or her bodily surroundings. The ability to act socially and form relationships is one of the most important tasks for survival. Chess and theorem proving here are seen as byproducts and not as the core of intelligence. I think this is a bit hard for us to understand if we have some social anxiety. Actually, if I don't have that many friends, does that mean I'm stupid? What this implies about Cornelius is that if he's by himself, he's not likely to develop human-level intelligence. No, we actually need to give him some friends. And that's it. That's all Cornelius needs in order to achieve religion. Now, the Danish cognitive scientist Foerst, I hope I pronounced his name correctly. If you're Scandinavian, can you let me know? Scott draws on the work of Antonio Damasio to explain how the drive towards homeostasis is sufficient to create religious beliefs. To understand this, we need to understand what Damasio calls the body loop and the as-if loop. Now, the body loop is basically your fight or flight response when you encounter danger. So say you see a tiger in front of you, you might start sweating, your heart beats faster, and you're thinking about whether you want to run away or whether you want to fight. Like another example, when my fiance feels hungry, she'll go and make prawn gyozas. The as-if loop is more like thinking about a danger. The danger is not right in front of you, but you might actually have a similar bodily response. So if you imagine the tiger in front of you, you might start to sweat anyway, your heart might race a bit faster, adrenaline might be pumped into your blood. Or if my darling thinks about feeling hungry, she might go and make gyozas anyway, because she really likes gyozas. If we take Damasio's work seriously, we can think about religion as a really sophisticated as-if loop. Like, it's a way that we cope with an existential threat towards our own existence, like death and suffering. In a really interesting chapter in the Handbook of Religion and Mental Health, Kenneth Pargament and Curtis Brandt note that religious coping strategies appear to be uniquely effective. Religion complements non-religious coping by offering responses to the limits of our personal powers. Perhaps this is why the sacred became most compelling for many when human powers are put to their greatest test. Like I said, religion could be a really sophisticated as-if loop, so it's all bunk, right? But maybe religion is intentionally built into us by our creator to help us have a genuine relationship with them. Can I suggest that we think about this a bit differently though? Here are the things we know. We know that we are already vulnerable, we know that we are embodied, and we know that we are social. This is not a lifestyle choice, we don't have an opt-in option for this. And here's the other thing, you will die. The real decision is whether you hide your head in the sand, or whether you stare lucidly at that reality and live into it. And this applies to everyone regardless of whether you're religious or not, right? You get one shot at this life, and it can come crashing down at any moment. So go and live passionately, seize the day, be grateful for the people you love and that you have in your life. You know what, like this YouTube video, it's a waste of your time, really. Close this video right now and go and live your life. Seriously, go and love the people in your life and enjoy the small things that you get to enjoy. You're still here. Well, I'm flattered, thanks for staying all the way to the end. You might find this other video I made on evolution and God really interesting. If not, then until next time, signing off.